Well, aloha and welcome back to the Coral Ballroom here at the Hilton Hawaiian Village. All day long we've been live here on the platform of Hawaii Business Magazine as they celebrate the 6th annual Hawaii Business Leadership Conference. I'm joined now by Kevin Cockett of Kamehameha Schools. Thank you so much, aloha. Thank you for being here. Let's talk a little bit about Kamehameha Schools. You folks are a sponsor of this event. Why did you guys feel like it was important to sponsor and be involved in this leadership conference?
Yeah, we really enjoy this conference. This isn't the first year. We've been a sponsor for several years now, and it's just a really good event for our staff to get exposed to the diverse discussion with various members of our community, business community, but we know there's a lot of nonprofits here. So there's students here. So we have staff from across our organization. We have a diverse organization ourselves, and so from different parts of our organization come here, get grounded in some of the community discussion, hear from leaders, and just start, again, continuing to learn about what's relevant in our community and how we can be part of it.
You know, you're actually attending as well. You sat in on a few of the sessions. Maybe share with those watching some of the things that you've learned personally by attending some of these sessions.
Yeah, well, this morning I attended a session about the responsibility that business leaders have to be part of community. And so, and I think that is an important, it was for me, just, again, it's not something that's new to me, but it's good to be kind of refreshed and re-inspired by hearing from folks like Dwayne Karisu and other leaders. Our own CEO was part of that. Yeah. You know, we had some from the Child and Family Services CEO. Right. But the responsibility, we have to be paying attention to what's going on in community and how our work intersects, right, and how we can make impact. That was a big word today, the impact we can have, because we have lots of choices of what we could be doing, whether it's AINA related or in the classrooms or whatever community efforts. There's a lot of choices. But where, among those good choices, where can we have impact? And so, you know, to hear from our leaders and get inspired about what we can do, how we should think about it, how we can be smart about it.
Yeah, and that's one of the unique things I think about Kamehameha Schools. When people think about it, oftentimes you guys just, you know, people may associate it with just the school itself. But the organization that you guys manage is so much more than that. It involves land, it involves this trust, it involves scholarships. You guys support so many other programs out there. So it's good to kind of see the opportunity that this kind of does cross-platform wise in terms of the leadership, and it reaches a far-ranging, especially for you folks, I'm assuming.
That's a really good point. And you know, the Kamehameha today, we know we can't do the work alone. To the point I made a minute ago about community, and so we ourselves are learning how to be better partners with organizations, because we have good ideas, but our partners do too. And partners have, so it's about, you know, coming together. Where can we intersect? And it's not going to be 100% of us and 100% of them. We're going to kind of, it's just coming together and kind of figuring out how can we best align our interests, and we do our part, you do your part. Sometimes it's with funding, sometimes it's with Ike, sometimes it's just with arms and legs showing up to do the work, planning, what have you. But there's so much going on, and for us this is another important venue where we can meet partners, existing partners, or meet new partners. Even today in a session that I attended that talked about culture, I was able to exchange some contact information with the leader of a realty company who is looking for how they can kind of be a better steward of culture within their organization.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I think people often forget, is that this is, of course, an equipping conference where you can become equipped with knowledge and information and skills, but it's also a networking opportunity, just as you said, to be able to network with people from other platforms and from other organizations as well.
Absolutely, it's a great venue.
All right, well, thank you so much, Kevin, for being here and for your sponsorship as well. Enjoy the rest of the conference. That's Kevin Cockett, thank you so much, from Kamehameha Schools. You can actually, sorry, we interrupted his lunch, so he can get back to eating lunch. We have a few other guests that will be coming in here. One other person who is joining us right now, another notable name in the Hawaiian community, and he's actually making his way up on stage right now. We're going to talk to a little bit about him and what he's going to be presenting in his panel discussion. Of course, we have Kuha'o Zane joining us now here on stage. What's up, brother? Aloha.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
If you can just hold this up, we don't necessarily need to pin it because we're live right now. Kuha'o, first of all, this is not your first time to this leadership conference. We know you've been here before. What do you enjoy about this conference?
I think that for this conference in specific, I enjoy bringing up my whole team so that we can all kind of like bounce around ideas, especially having the experiences all as a group. We can go back to Hilo and kind of reflect upon that. But that's the thing, is that in Hilo, you don't necessarily have this kind of stimulation available. So to be able to bring my whole team and have everybody experience it, it's definitely a priceless one.
So who do you have from, is it your entire team that's here? And this is the first time that you guys have done this, or you guys have?
I think 2 years ago when my dad spoke, we brought up a whole team as well, but we have everybody from web assistant, and Haliko, she's only like 18 or something like that, all the way up to even my dad. So we have a pretty wide range.
Yeah. What have you gained so far? I know you were able to sit in some of the other sessions. What are some of the things that maybe stood out to you so far here today?
I think the negotiation skills one, he said a few things about, I can't remember his name right now, but he said a few things about the type of culture that we have here in the islands, and it's heavy on respect and it's very passive aggressive, but being able to flourish within that kind of attitude, understanding what the intricacies and the nuances is about the islands and how to negotiate through that. So I think that was one of them that I enjoyed probably the most out of all of them.
Yeah. For you guys as a business in Hilo, on the Big Island, maybe not necessarily located here on Oahu, how do you guys use this as an opportunity maybe for like team building? Because now that you guys have everyone here, is this an opportunity for you guys to grow closer as a group?
Definitely. Yeah. And I think that it's also important that we all get coffee previous to this so that we can all kind of have the same mindset going into this, as well as have that reflection time period just before we go to the airport, so that either we can laugh about this whole thing or we can really talk about some of the points that we're going to take back home and apply back home at our jobs. So
for you folks at Sig Zane, is there anything that you guys have, exciting new projects you guys are working on, or what maybe some of the things that you guys are really heavily involved with right now?
I just learned a new word.
Okay.
I didn't even know this, but it's called a friendier.
A what? A friend?
Yeah, it's like an NDA, but between friends.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I got a lot of those right now.
Okay.
There's one really big one. It should be debuting just about in a year, and it won't be happening here. It'll be happening in the mainland, so I'm looking forward to that one.
I'm going to ask you another kind of side question here while we have you here. We're seeing really the evolution of Hawaiian fashion, and of course, I am wearing a 16 shirt, by the way. But we're seeing the evolution of fashion in this industry, and really a lot of Hawaiian designers coming out there. Your dad really helped to set the pace and the table for all that. But where do you see sort of Hawaiian design and culture and prints moving in the next few years, or maybe in the next generation?
It's a really good question. I think that for us personally, I can't necessarily speak with all the people that are out there right now, although I do appreciate it, because there's just as much as there's different individuals within the Hawaiian community, there's just as much creative expression within the Hawaiian community. So to be able to see everybody have their own platform is amazing, and the internet